This is the most secure convoy in the world. Security is being given to everything in it. He is probably more important than the US president. Nuclear weapons are being transported from one place to another in this convoy. If the convoy is attacked during transport, the world's most dangerous weapon may fall into the wrong hands, the loss of which may not only be borne by one country, but the entire world. Therefore, its security cannot be compromised. How does a superpower country like America transport these nuclear weapons? Which vehicles are used in this convoy? And if there is an attack, how do federal agents handle it? Happy once again in the video of Recap English. There are 12,515 nuclear weapons in the world, 41% of which are owned by the United States alone. All these weapons are spread all over America. The active weapons are present in the US Air Force military and Navy submarines. But thousands of these weapons are in storage mode. That is, these are backup weapons, which are spread throughout North America. But the question is, why are nuclear weapons spread? Nuclear weapons are always spread and hidden in different parts of the country. And this information is very sensitive. This is done because of this, so that the enemy does not make them negate by attacking. The advantage of spreading it is that even if the enemy has to attack, he will not be able to destroy all the nuclear weapons at once. In this way, the country will have some nuclear weapons for self-defense. Now that nuclear weapons are lying in a safe place, why is there a need to transport them from one place to another? The biggest reason for this is maintenance. Like the maintenance of weapons in military is very important. Similarly, it is also very important to maintain nuclear weapons. Of course, war is not always the same, and weapons are not always used. That's why their mechanical parts get damaged. Apart from this, it is also very important to keep an eye on the health of plutonium or uranium, especially in nuclear weapons, so that when the time comes to use them, they do not do this work. Considering all these things, nuclear weapons are installed only at strategic locations, but their maintenance is done in a facility that is present at a central location. In the case of the US, a separate federal agency called the National Nuclear Security Administration exists for the security and maintenance of all its nuclear weapons. There may be many other reasons for removing nuclear weapons from strategic locations, such as security concerns. That is, if the intelligence agency gets the information that the location of nuclear weapons is leaked, then they are immediately removed from there. The areas in which nuclear weapons are kept, their security is so strict and perfect that it is not even possible to wander around these areas without permission. But when they have to shift from one place to another, this weapon, which malizes the entire city in one moment, is passed through the same road that everyone uses every day. As long as it is hidden in a remote location, it is fine. But when it comes to the road, its security becomes quite complicated. To face this challenge, the US government has created an entire agency whose job is to do the security of nuclear weapons. These military convoys that you are seeing are commonly used in the USA to transport nuclear weapons from one place to another. It doesn't look as big as a VIP security convoy, but in fact, it is so secure that a common man cannot even think of such security. The number of vehicles in this convoy can be different, because it depends on how big the nuclear weapon is and where it will go. In front and behind it are police vehicles, whose job is to pass the convoy through the busy road without stopping. As many vehicles as there are between these police vehicles, this is the real convoy. In these vehicles, the armored vehicles move together at a specific distance and on a specific side close to the truck, which is called barefoot. Just calling them bulletproof would be arrogant in their pride, because it is much more secure than that. Each armored vehicle has 4 to 6 federal agents, whose job it is to protect the convoy from attack and counterattack at the same time. In these armored vehicles, you can see clues from place to place, with the help of which agents can fire from inside without coming out. These agents are not ordinary people, but trendy commandos who possess handguns, shotguns, and assault rifles, as well as millions of rounds. If that doesn't happen, there is also an automatic machine gun on top of the armor, but all these weapons are only used in case of danger, if ever the truck of nuclear weapons is attacked. During normal transport operations, these agents keep an eye on every little thing and share it with each other. All trains are connected via radio. This radio communication takes place on 3 different channels. On one channel, all these armored vehicles coordinate with each other in case of attack. On the other channel, agents of the armored pick up upgrades from other vehicles of their convoy. According to the SOP, the nuclear convoy must have at least 7 armored vehicles, 5 with trucks and the other 2 1 kilometer ahead. Every few minutes, the commander in the main convoy reports from the 2 armored vehicles ahead. The purpose of dividing the communication into different channels is that if the attackers jammed a radio frequency or there was a problem with the main convoy, then the 2 vehicles in front would separate. You can use the channel to call for help. Apart from this, the entire convoy is also connected to the emergency control center via a 3rd channel. The job of the control center staff is to track the location of the convoy in case of emergency and arrange backup force for immediate help. If this happens, the control center will send an extra force. They will interact with the agents of the convoy under a special SOP, be it police or military. The control center will notify the 2 forces through separate code word encrypted radio links. Upon reaching the spot, the 2 forces will not trust each other until they match the secret code given to them. This is done only so that an attacker cannot become a fake police officer and get chemicals even for nuclear weapons. This is just one of those countless SSOPs, whereas agents have different SOPs to deal with every certi hal. The truck running in the middle of these armored vehicles is also not a minor truck, because this is all the security. This truck is completely customized to transport nuclear weapons. It is designed specifically for this purpose. The body of the truck is made of steel. Common jam tools don't work on JIS. Neither can it be cut with a grinder, nor can a drilling machine work on it, nor can its body crack in the event of an accident. Even if it is put on fire, its body can keep the nuclear weapon inside safe for the next several hours. Talking about the driver's cabin, it is bullet and bomb proof, and its doors can only be opened from the inside no matter what happens. While the strength of the truck protects it from attack, it also has a disadvantage. It weighs 25,000 kilograms, much more than a normal truck. Because of this, in case of attack, this truck cannot run very fast or take sharp turns. But behind this weakness is another security feature. If the attackers somehow capture the truck and try to take it away from here, the explosives installed on the axle of the truck will burst, due to which the truck will separate from the wheel and fall to the ground. Now, because its weight is quite high, it will not be possible to pull it without wheels. What's the matter? Even the convoy agents themselves do not have access to open the container of the nuclear weapon lying inside the truck. It has electronic locks, the electric keys of which are only with the National Nuclear Security Administration. However, if someone forcibly reaches the cargoes of the truck, an automatic spray gun will be installed inside the container. This is a very thick and sticky spray. When it falls on anyone, its addictive material does not allow a person to walk around easily. That is, his movements are restricted. If there is still someone left in the catenary, then it will immediately get an electric shock, the voltage of which is 6 times more than the electricity coming in the house. And yes, let me tell you that this whole convoy is watched by 2 US military helicopters at all times. When the fuel of the helicopter starts running low, the other 2 helicopters first replace them, and then they can leave their position. There are separate backup forces inside these helicopters, and they are also ready to cross all limits to save nuclear weapons. Because of all these security features, the world's most dangerous weapon cannot fall into the wrong hands, at least from the USA. In the history of America, Nuclear weapons have been transported thousands of times, but till date, not a single convoy has been attacked. I hope you will also like and share this video. Thank you very much for your kind comments.